Hello and welcome back. I'm Golden Battler and this is Stage 6 of Conceal the Conclusion. Now, two things before we get going here. This is a different recording because my original playthrough was pretty bad, honestly, and I wanted to show the stage off better. Secondly, this stage is patterned off of Stage 6 of Perfect Cherry Blossom, and you'll see what I mean in just a moment. Now with that out of the way, I'm going to explain the plot of this game really quick so that nobody else has to talk about it. Basically, Reimu's gone missing and Marissa heads out to find out what the hell is up with that. The Stage 3 boss of whatever route you're on gives you a hint to go looking in Hakugyokuro. Yukari explains that Reimu's dead and that reviving her would be pointless. Yuyuko explains that Gensokyo is Reimu's dream, and that it's ending, and that is that the actors in her dream, they can't really do anything to change it. And then they show up here for one last fight because that's just how they are, I suppose. And now we have some waiting for dramatic tension. And we come upon the final boss. It's Reimu, dressed for a funeral, Gensokyo specifically. She can't last long, but with the essence of the Hakure that Marissa's been picking up throughout the rest of the game, she can last just long enough for one last duel. Now there's two gimmicks for this fight. The first is the timer up in the top right-hand corner of the screen there, and that's actually a global timer for the entire fight. If it runs out, it is a non-standard game over for you. So that's fun, right? It's based off of your Hakure points. The other gimmick is that her first four spells here are based off of the previous four final bosses. This is of course based off of Remilia. It's theoretically not a very difficult attack, but it is very easy to get clipped here, so I kind of abuse the yin-yang orbs for safety. Now, here's a fun fact about that timer. It's based off of your current Hakure points, not the Hakure points you have going into the fight, so changes to your Hakure points will alter the timer accordingly. Interestingly enough, if you get a game over and use a continue, you go down to 0 Hakure, so you just instantly lose. Better get that one pretty clear, right? Yeah. This is based off of Yuko. The butterfly here dives at you, but it turns very slowly, so just stick close to it and it'll orbit around you harmlessly. There are two of them on Lunatic though, so that's fun. It's pretty easy to get clipped on this non-spell here if you're a bit unlucky with the spread, but thankfully I was not. Now this attack is based off of Kaguya. Killing this familiar here really helps make this fight, this attack, a lot easier. It pretty much neuters the attack really, so I was a bit embarrassed when I died here. You can kill the one on the right there if you wanted, but I think that's just a waste of time. But yeah, pretty much any attack in this fight really is honestly not too bad. It's like 70 or 80% of the time I can clear them. It's just there's enough of them that in any one run through this stage, I'm probably going to screw up like at least one of them. Or maybe twice. This is Eiki's attack, apparently. I'm not sure how, but yeah. If you're unlucky with the spread here, it can be kind of difficult to get to the corner to avoid this ring, but luckily I was not. Or, not unlucky, I should say. And now we get to Reimu's final regular attack in this stage. After she sends out that rainbow ring here, she begins attacking based on her own position. Pretty easy at first, but then she starts calling out the previous final bosses in the series all at once to start attacking you. Remilia uses knives, Yuyuko uses kunai, Kaguya sends out stars, and Eiki there sends out her things. I still don't know what you'd call them. Either way, it's a pretty cool attack, pretty stylish way to end off the boss fight. Of course, we still have a little bit left to go, but it's the last spell rush. It works a little bit like Kaguya's at the end of Imperishable Night, with the exception being that if you die on one, you don't get to see any of the rest. So you do have to capture at least the first four to see all of them. Now here we go. Starting off with homing shots. Start at the bottom and move slowly upwards. Backward shots. Get used to looking for the gaps in the green bullets here, and then watch out for the gray bullets, because they are a little more dangerous than you'd think. Random shots. There's really no gimmick here, pretty much just read and dodge. Pretty simple, but difficult. Probably your hardest once you get used to the green one. Straight lines. Don't move unless you have to, and pray. And now we have the final attack of this boss fight. Now, if you've ever played as Reimu and used her bombs, you might recognize this. This is Evil Sealing Circle here. But we also have Fantasy Seal, the color balls. I find it helps to dodge the cross-shaped pattern left and then right and alternating, and it helps me dodge the color balls. Not too bad. But it is a very cool way to end off this fight, and this game, well, the main game, I should say. I'm pretty excited. I was happy to manage to finally capture all of them in one run. And now we move on to Reimu's last word. So, here's how you know that Don Mog is an asshole. He was like, okay, I'm gonna give you shitty ice physics on your controls, and put bumper walls up around the edges of the screen. And then have you go through souped-up versions of Reimu's non-spells. And I was like, well, that's still better than Komachi's last word, so I'll take it. But that is it for the main game, and I will see you in the extra stage.